Hi everybody, and welcome to Traveling with Russell, and welcome to a new video, and welcome to Moscow. I thought today I'd do a little bit of a food tasting video. I found a new shop, and this is the only location in Russia. And I think it might be interesting to see what they have to offer, what the food is like, and talk about a brand that used to be in Russia, that's still in Russia, that left Russia, that's opening new stores. Are you confused? Let's go check out this cafe right behind me. The place we want to go to is right in front of me here, and I do want to show you around just a little bit of this district where I am before we head on inside. The place is called Rostics Chic Stop, and Rostics might sound familiar if you watched some of my old videos or you know a little bit about what's happening in Russia. This is or was KFC in Russia. Now, going back about 3 years ago, all of the KFCs in Russia closed and they were all rebranded as Rostics. Now, the actual Rostics brand used to be in Russia many years ago, and it got took over by KFC and it got rebranded from Rostics to KFC. And it's almost come full circle because it's now Rostics again. Now, this particular shop is the only location in all of Russia that has a slightly different, unique menu. Now, it does have some of the classic things on the menu. So you can see here the Boxmaster. Now, at KFC they call it something else, but it is exactly the same thing. What we want to try is these different chicken pieces, and they've got different flavors or different sauces on them, and this is all they have in here. The menu is very limited. They have some drinks, some desserts, but this place, Rostic Chic Stop. Now, I wonder how many people in Russia even know about this, being that this is the only one in the entire country. Rostics is expanding in Russia. They are opening new locations all the time. However, it's still basically KFC. But this place is a new concept and a more limited menu than what the Rostics or KFCs have. I think for at least a couple of minutes it's worth walking around where I am here just to give you a bit of a sense of the location. I'm very close to Bolshaya metro station. It's around about 7 or 10 minutes walk from where I'm standing. You can see behind me and in front of me there is no snow anywhere. It is almost like spring and we're still in February. It's cold, but there's no snow anywhere. Where I am here is very close to the metro station, and there's a river that passes by. There's this very nice embankment where you can walk, and then there is these very large new apartment buildings that are under construction, and the actual metro station is just on the other side of the river, and they recently built this new overpass or bridge, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is the longest curved walkway in Moscow. Someone might know otherwise. There is a couple of ducks going by. They look like they're nice and happy because the river isn't frozen. And the area where we want to go is this new micro district here on the opposite side of the road. Lots of new apartment buildings, lots of new shops. There's actually a really nice walking path that you can follow along the river edge. They've even installed some nice maps as well. They're still trying to get the gardening done. It's very hard in winter to do gardening. So you can actually follow this river all the way up to Sokolniki Park, which is a really nice part of Moscow as well. Let's get across the road. Watching this video as the first video on my channel. I'm an Australian who lives here in Moscow. I make videos about everyday life here in Russia. And I like to show interesting things, something that perhaps isn't on YouTube and may never be here. So I thought I'd make this channel and show you some of the things that are a little bit different and a little bit typical and a little bit normal. By the way, if you're wondering about the weather today, it's -9 Celsius. Now, it's actually not that cold. However, the wind chill off the river makes it feel a little bit colder again. So I hope you enjoyed the channel and this video, and perhaps check out some others in the playlists. As I walk up to the Chic Stop cafe, I thought I'd just show you some of these things that are nearby. There's a very nice playground right here. There is actually a kindergarten behind. You can see the green fence where they've got it cordoned off for the kindergarten. But there's plenty of things people to do outside. There is actually a preschool here as well. I think this might be a private school that parents bring kids to. And you can see the new apartment buildings and this nice little boulevard that they've made. Doesn't look as beautiful when it's overcast or it's winter time. Once the trees get their leaves, it'll be a little bit nicer again. This frame right here in front of us, they actually should have swings attached, but they're not on there for winter. And there's lots of little shops and cafes and businesses in the lower ground floor of all these apartments. This is very typical when they build new micro districts. Generally they put playgrounds in, nice gardens. They then lease out all the lower level to different businesses. And they want to get a nice mix of companies and a lot of businesses that are suitable for daily life. So you can go to a little supermarket, you can go to a salon, you can go to different cafes. There's actually a wine shop a little bit further up. There's a Pilates studio. So there's a little bit of everything here. We want to go and have some chicken. The company that took over the KFC locations were actually the management and franchise owners of the KFCs that were in Russia. There was more than 1,000 locations before they all closed and changed the name. However, for me, there is very little difference between the KFCs and the Rostics. This place is very unique though, because it has a more simplified menu and it has just a few different things that you can choose from. The one thing that is noticeable when you first walk in, there isn't the traditional counter to pay, and there is 2 self-service modules right here where you can do your order. Of course, the number will come up on the screen right here, and then there is actually a kitchen back here. You can't really see it too much. And then the cafe itself is pretty much branded how KFCs were, and then now how Rostics are branded. So there is absolutely no difference from me how they've done it. I think maybe this would look very similar to a KFC somewhere else in the world. They do actually have USB sockets here on the desks though, which is super nice. Now it isn't a very big location. I don't imagine it ever gets very full, but it's very cozy. And there's enough seats. Actually, every table has the power sockets, bathrooms. You can wash your hands before you eat. And bathrooms are always very clean and tidy when you come to fast food places. A lot of these cafes would normally have a cleaner who is dedicated to looking after the restaurant. Then the staff then work only in the kitchen area. Nice comfy sofas. And that branding that we know quite well, except just a few different words. Let's have a look at the menu and see what they have. One thing that's really nice is you can change the language from Russian to English. Also some of the CIS countries as well. Even Chinese. Not too sure how many Chinese people come to this particular location. Now, they don't have the full menu that KFC would have had or what Rostics has now. They are focusing on all of these chicken dishes. So chicken pieces with different sauces, essentially. And if I scroll through, there is small, medium, and large size packages. And then there's also things where you can get fries and chicken as well. Big company basket. So I don't think I quite need that for myself today. And there's also combos as well. So you can actually get a roll and a coffee. Of course, French fries, shrimps. The difference with the drinks, of course, they used to have Pepsi in all of these locations. Now it's Eves, which is actually the same drink that's made at the Pepsi factory here in Moscow. It's just been rebranded. Interestingly, they have some fresh juices, which are from Miratok, which is actually a supermarket chain here in Russia. Also get cappuccino, latte, also some different teas. And then there's even blueberry donuts and strawberry donuts. So they've got plenty of choices. I thought coming here I would be a little bit more limited to what I could pick from. And then these rolls, now they're actually called Rosmaster. And I'm not sure what the name was before. It was a KFC name. The stipulations when they changed from KFC to Rostic were very simple because it was a very amicable changeover. These are the only couple of items on the entire menu that had to change names, and that was it. Not like McDonald's where every item had to have a rebranding. So I think I'm going to look for one of these Chic dishes. Now, which flavor should I go to? I think I'm going to get two different ones. There is teriyaki, citrus, barbecue, buffalo. I'm confused which one I want, so I'm just going to have to take a punt and see what they're like. And I think I should be okay though. I'm very curious where you might go to a KFC somewhere else in the world. Do they serve Budweiser at the fast food place? Now they have it also at other restaurants like Burger King. Now, it's not on the self-checkout menu because they want to verify your age. So you can actually pay for it at the counter. And you can see in the fridge behind there, they've got the cans of beer and then all the different drinks from the menu. That's the only item that's excluded from the self-checkout for obvious reasons. But also, would you come to a chicken place and get a latte and a donut? Let me know in the comments. Once you place your order, it's very simple. Of course, you pay for it with your card. You can also pay by QR code as well. And then the numbers come up on the screen right here. There is actually a few people in here at the same time. I wasn't sure, being that it's the middle of the day, how many people would be here. But there's a few other people waiting for orders just like I am. I always forget my number. No matter how many times I come to these places, I should remember. But no worries though. Literally only a couple of minutes later, my order is ready and they call out the number. It's pretty straightforward. And then the young gentleman hands whatever you've ordered to you. I found this quite interesting over here. Now, so many people question me about salaries in Russia. And if you want to come and work at Rostics, depending on your position, $840 a month. And whoever wants to Google what the average wage in Russia is, it's definitely not that number. Let's have some chicken. This is what I ended up ordering. I got a orange frustal, which is exactly the same as Miranda, which was the Pepsi brand. Even if you look on the side here, you can see PepsiCo on the labeling. These are actually made in Russia, but they're packaged with Russian writing on the side and all the ingredients. However, that is Miranda exactly how it was and still is. And then I got the teriyaki chicken and the buffalo chicken. And if you're worrying about the price, it was just on $6 US. Now, the drinks in this place are not post-mix, so they're actually cans, which generally puts the price up probably about $1 or so. Let's see how they taste. So let's give the different types of chicken a try. And now, I really don't do too many tasting videos. I think the main one I've done is going to the Russian McDonald's, Kuzny i Tochka. Actually, I did go to the very first Rostics opening in Russia. Was it last year sometime? I can't remember now. I went to one of the official openings where they cut the ribbon, and it was very busy and lots of people there. I'll put a link to that video if you want to check that out. And essentially, the Rostics that were rebranded from KFCs are exactly the same. Now, this particular place is the only one in Russia that's trialing a new concept and a more limited, simpler menu, focusing on these different chickens with different sauces or toppings, if you like. The frustal is Miranda. I was never really a big fan of Pepsi products personally. I much prefer different cola products when I can get them. I think I've not even had one of these for maybe a couple of years because I really don't like Pepsi. I thought I'd get the orange. It's a little bit sweet. It's not Fanta, I'll tell you that. I know Pepsi and Coke have a huge rivalry around the world. Let me know, are you a Coke or Pepsi person? Or maybe, you know, Miranda, depending on where you live in the world. So I've got chicken with teriyaki and buffalo chicken. And there's no buffaloes that were injured in the making of this video. It's obviously chicken. So this is basically chicken pieces. It's not chicken nuggets. I think more, to explain it, it's more like chicken strips with a sauce and then sesame seeds on top. So I think I'm gonna go for the teriyaki chicken first. So, bon appetit. It's nice. Now, this is something that's completely not in KFC around the world, I don't believe. This might be the only concept of this version of KFC. This is the only one in Russia, of course, so this is quite unique. It's very nice. This sesame seed on top as well. A little bit crunchy at the same time. Of course, I'm no Gordon Ramsay when it comes to tasting food, but it's very nice. Teriyaki chicken, I make at home quite often with getting chicken wings or chicken nibbles, and we do them in the air fryer. So this is a nice fast food version. And of course, these are boneless as well, so nice and easy. Buffalo chicken. Now, typically buffalo sauce that you'd get on the chicken is normally a little bit spicy, and people like this to actually drink with beer. So I would imagine this buffalo chicken and some Budweiser, you can't get any more American, I don't think. But yet, out the window, we're in Russia. This is also very nice. Actually, I think I prefer the buffalo chicken to the teriyaki one. This is not very spicy. I'm not a big fan of getting spicy KFC when I order it, or Rostics, because it just stays with you for the whole afternoon. And this buffalo chicken, it's definitely not a Russian thing, these different flavors of chickens. This is basically KFC, which is Rostics, expanding and coming up with these new concepts. Now, the main thing with this particular restaurant, it's a small format store. It's close to home. It's actually in an apartment building, which is very typical of these new micro districts where they're putting businesses in the lower ground floor. So you couldn't fit a full line KFC or Rostics here, and you're limited, of course, to the size of the kitchen. So that's where they have a more simpler menu, because they can't make and produce everything. However, This is very good. I mean, will it expand outside of this particular location? Of course, everybody hopes so. This would be probably more suited to shopping center, the food courts, but pretty much in all shopping centers in Russia, they've already got a Rostics in some form with the full menu. So you can't get here things like chicken wings or chicken pieces. It's purely the chicken strips. I'm not sure what the right word is. I want one more of these. So overall, very good. Value for money. Now, I wish there was a bit of a package deal or a combo deal, which there isn't. I'm not particularly wanting chicken with a cappuccino and a donut. So in terms of value for money, it's okay. I mean, could you get better value spending $6 in a different restaurant? Perhaps you could. If I went to a traditional Rostics, I could get more chicken for my money. But this is a unique concept. And depending on what size package you get, you know, you can get more or less chicken for your ruble. So, yeah, overall, very good. As I head on out of Chic Stop, I really want to call it Chic Shop. And I'm a little bit confused with Chic Stop. And even on the menu, Chic. I think just the way it translates from Russian to English, particularly on the self-checkout machine, it's a little bit different wording. Now I think, and I hope this video isn't too long, and I hope you like this tasting video. Now, is anybody a wine drinker? There is a wine shop about 1 minute walk away, and I think I might just briefly walk in there and show you what wines you can get here in Moscow. On the lower level of these apartment blocks, there's all sorts of different businesses. There's a coffee shop over there. There's even a pub called the Post Pub. And it's probably a little bit too early to have a beer, but I thought I'd just show you very quickly more wine and how much more wines you can get here in Russia. Now, this is probably more of an upscale shop than going to buy wine in a classic supermarket. What is super interesting though is the selection, and the choices they've got and just the way the place is laid out. Now this will be a good test of everybody's geography and where some of the things are from. They do also have some beer as well. They actually even have Coca-Cola and Fanta down there. Actually, a lot of the beers are all imported beers. There's some beers from England, Japan, China, all sorts of different countries. Now let's see how everybody's geography is. And if you remember from school, we have Portugal. And then the giveaway, of course, is the words on the top shelf here. So what they've done, they've actually set out all of the wines in this place by region or by country. And what they've done with the pricing, they've written it on with a removable pen, which is also really interesting. This gives it a little bit of a different look. It's not that price ticket from a ticket gun. So we've got Germany, now Austria, France. I should be probably looking a little bit closer so that you can get a good idea of some of the brands. We have Italy, so all of these different wines from Italy. So there is some very reasonably priced wines, and of course they also have some high-end ones as well. The idea of the shop also is not to have it stacked out like a supermarket. There is even some Russian wines. I think a lot of these are from Crimea at the same time. Is there a country denoted on the one in the middle. I think these are some of the sparkling wines. And then we've got some spirits, which I'll come back to in a minute. Now, what I'm interested in is this flag up here, the Australian flag. They've also got wine from South Africa. And then there's America and Argentina. So this is a brand new shop, and all of the businesses in this area have only opened in the last 3 or 4 months, depending on the different business. There's also New Zealand, Chile, and I think, and I'm going to be very mad if I get this wrong, is that Georgia? Somebody correct me. And then just have a look at this place as I walk through. Now this is just a little bit of a ending to the video. I've got some different cheeses and some potato chips. Looks like they're Italian branded. They've also got some different spreads and some meats, which is really nice. They've got a couple of very nice, amazing ladies in here at the same time. And they've also got some other spirits. Also lots of gift ideas too. And I think perhaps some more imported, I think Italian branded products. Anybody knows this name? Let me know in the comments. And there's even a small area here, without being too intrusive on these ladies, who have perhaps popped in for a glass of wine. They're tired of going to coffee shops, so they've come to a wine bar, or at least a wine shop that serves wine right here. Even got some ice creams as well. Ice cream and wine, does it mix? But have a look at all the little gift ideas. Blackberry Bombay Sapphire. Maybe that's even new. And they've also got some aged whiskies. They've also got some American ones as well. Most of these are all premium products. Maybe not the supermarket selection. However, how nice is this wine shop? Only a few steps away from where we've just had some chicken for lunch. As I walk on outside of more wine, I hope that was an interesting insight into a wine shop here in Moscow. These are becoming more of a trend around Moscow, particularly in these new districts where they're making more boutique style alcohol shops, and somewhere like that where they've got cheese and pasta and other snacks, and also the table there for the ladies to have some wine. How nice is that? Yeah, it's a lot different to a traditional liquor store or beer and wine shop, which are very common in Russia. I really hope you've enjoyed this video, and particularly going to Chic Stop. It's right in front of me. I just need to read the sign one more time. It's not Chic Shop. Yeah, it was really very nice. I mean, this is on the other side of Moscow from me, so it's not somewhere that I'd just be popping into. The people that were eating there and people that would come and have something to eat there would pretty much work or live in this immediate area, and people aren't going to drive half an hour or an hour to go to this place. Maybe if you're really a connoisseur of fast food, it might be an option. And a lot of people very much eat or drink or go to cafes where they live, or maybe go to another district. This is a little bit far from me. It's about 2 hours from my house from here to get home by the metro, and then I'm going to take a suburban train to get home today because it's a little bit easier. Yeah, I really liked it, and I'm glad that I came. I hope this video is not dragging on too long now. Thanks everybody for watching. give it a thumbs up. Is there a chicken emoji? You can either put a chicken emoji or a bottle of wine in the comments. At least I know if you've got to the end of the video. I must say the staff in the wine shop were super nice, and actually the guy who served me my chicken when I was putting my tray in the bin and my packaging, he was very curious about the video that I was making. He was super nice also. Yeah, post a comment, let me know what you think about Russia's newest KFC or Rostics cafe. It's still here in Russia, it's not going anywhere. If you like to follow me on Telegram, the link is right here. And then if you want to see the opening of the first Rostics in Moscow, I'll post that video for you to watch right now. I was there on the opening day when they opened and changed the brand over. And you can keep traveling with Russell. Okay, everybody, off on another adventure. Bye.